And I'm popping on here for our very first A Minute with Meg. So what you can expect is I'm going to be coming live both on Facebook and also on YouTube, and I'm going to be sharing just a quick little thought for the week. So this is going to be happening every Monday morning, so you can stay tuned. And today's topic is all about how to improve your walking. Now, if you are looking for specific exercise videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, AIM Fitness Activities in Motion, because I'll be demonstrating and showing you how to do things. But in today's topic, it's going to be a little bit more related to how to continue to see improvements as you walk. So maybe those improvements are you want to improve your mobility, you want to be able to walk a bit further over time. Or maybe for you, you're thinking, oh, I just want to get into a walking routine. I know that walking is so healthy for me, and I'm just not quite there yet. So any tips can be helpful. And then you may already be walking, and maybe you want to start to see even bigger improvements or just kind of push yourself a little bit more. So I'll be addressing all of these things today. So for the very first point that I want to make is just the reminder to progress over time. I've worked with people who are kind of all or nothing people. So they push themselves really, really hard, but what happens is the next day they end up feeling really sore because maybe they shouldn't have done a 10-kilometer walk the first time that they're getting back into walking. So I'm going to share a story because two of my clients that I've been working with for a few years have really mastered this well. So this is one of my clients and her stepdaughter who has special needs who joins us. And hi Glenda, nice to see you. Let me know if you're watching live. Love to hear from you guys. So what we did is they live in an apartment building, and both of them, one of them has some back pain. Hi Rochelle, nice to see you too. One has back pain, and the other has just challenges with her balance and is a little bit off balance as she walks. So my main priority when I was working with them, and I still am, was to say, okay, let's just start walking more regularly. Let's do that at the beginning of every session that we have. So because they live in an apartment building, they felt really comfortable going up and down the hallways. So I've now worked with them for about 2 years. What we started with, is I said, let's go up and down the hallway 5 times. And they've got a long hallway, and then it kind of zigzags, and then they have another one. So they're like, oh my goodness, 5 times is quite far. I said, well, you know what? We'll be talking. We won't even know. Well, you won't even notice the time, how long it takes. So we did that for a number of months. We did 5 times, and over time, they started to notice things like, oh, it's easier to breathe. I'm less out of breath. Oh, I can talk as I'm walking. And they started to feel really good. So then I said, all right, time to push ourselves a little bit more. It's time to progress to the next level. So now we're going to do 7 times. And 7 times, this was a lot of work. And it turned into a positive experience once again. And then last summer I said, all right, I think ladies, it's time for us to go to 10 times. So now we're up to 10 laps. It takes us about 12 minutes or so, 12 to 14 minutes. And we talk the whole time, so time goes by really fast. We keep track of how many laps. I use my fingers, and this is a good tip for you guys if you're doing laps. Sometimes you may be thinking, or you're talking to someone, and you may, oh, how many did I do? So I just press my thumb into each finger as I walk, so I know, okay, we've done 5. All right, next hand, so you can keep track that way. That makes it easy. So they don't know this yet, but this coming week, I'm going to be suggesting that we increase as well. We're going to go up to 13 times. And what is so good about progressing slowly is your body can ease into it. It's not like you're going to be so in pain by increasing just by a few laps. So this is helpful for those of you who are in apartment buildings. Sometimes we think, oh, well, I live in an apartment, I have a small space, I can't really walk. Or if you're here in Ottawa where I am, there's a lot of snow and there's a lot of ice. It's quite cold out. So we need to be creative when we think about walking. All right, so that's my first tip, is to progress over time. Now, my second tip for you guys today is to track it. It is so encouraging to track those results. something I do with these same clients that I just told you about is I have my device. And you can get really, really affordable ones these days. I was actually in a secondhand store on the weekend, and you can buy one for like $10 that just tracks your steps. And there's tons of different features you can get. But if you want just a basic step counter, there's a lot out there. A lot of people's cell phones now also track your steps. So there's a lot of ways to do that. But if you don't want to track steps, you can also track your time. So what that looks like is if you say, you know what, I'm going to start my walks. I really want to get into my walking routine. I'm going to start walking 10 minutes a day. I can do 10 minutes. And then what you do is you set your timer, set your watch, set your phone, whatever it is, and then have it go off, have it buzz at 10 minutes. So then you can see, all right, wow, how many blocks did I do in 10 minutes? Or, oh, how did 10 minutes feel? And then from there, you can always improve. You can add another 5. You can say, all right, now I'm going to do 15 minutes for the next few weeks, and we'll see what that looks like. And then continue to improve and continue to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge. Now, I know a lot of people, myself included, we like to have a reason to go for a walk. So maybe if you live in a neighborhood where there are things around, you can say, all right, you know what, I'm going to go and walk to the drugstore. Maybe you can also, if you do have a vehicle or you can take public transportation, find yourself a starting point and say, okay, I'm going to start here, park here, because I know it's about a 20-minute walk to this store where I need to get some milk and eggs, and then I'll walk back to my car or back to the bus. So that's an alternative as well if you find that you like to have something to get to, or a reason to get out. All right, and then my last tip number 3 is to just get started. Sometimes we think, oh, well, I don't have the Fitbit, I don't have the right shoes, I don't know how I'm going to track all of this. Just to remember that it doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to start. And sometimes the hardest part is starting. So a few tips for you guys around starting. One thing I love to do is I love to plan what I'm going to do for the week ahead of time. And I like to plan for the next day. So if you say, all right, this is the week I'm going to be walking 3 times this week. The best ways to do this are to plan it out by putting your clothing that you're going to wear for your walk, put that clothing out so that you can see it. So you know, okay, when I get up, I'm going to put these clothes on so I can go for my walk right away. No excuses. You don't have to worry about changing later. All right. Something else you can do to really prepare yourself for that walk is to get out your calendar or get out your phone and put it in. When you plan it in advance and say, all right, I'm going to walk Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if it's set in stone as a plan, then you're more likely to do it too. And then the last tip for you about just getting started is maybe you need someone to help you out. And maybe it could be helpful to go for a walk with somebody. So invite someone, do a little bit of a walking challenge with a friend, or you can always call someone when you're on your walk. If you've got a cell phone, call up a friend, call up a relative, someone you want to touch base with, and just have a little chat, because that also makes the time go by faster too. All right, so those are my tips for you guys. We're here, a minute with Meg. We're talking about walking and how you can progress your walking over time. So number 1 was progress your time. Number 2 is to track it. And number 3 is to just get started. So I would love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment right below. Let me know if you are someone, number 1, who likes going for walks. Number 2, if you have a particular place that you like to go and walk. For myself, it's out in nature. I love being out in the forest, and I also live near downtown, so I also love walking on the busy streets and seeing all the stores and having things to look at. So I'm kind of like, I like both. And then also, if you guys are thinking, all right, I would love to walk, but I'm just not knowing, how to get started, how to track things, I do have a special freebie for you guys. So I have put together a tracking sheet. So what you can do is you can either track the amount of time that you walk. So like I talked about, if you're wanting to aim for your 10 minutes or 20 or 60 minutes a day, you can write that in daily. Or you can choose to put in, this is how many steps I did, this is the distance I did. So if you guys would like that, I'm going to leave the link right below. I'm going to leave it right below. All you'll need to do is you'll need to click on the link and you'll have to put in your email address and your name, and then I'll email you that link. You'll get that right away in your inbox. All right, so I will do that. And I want to thank all of you for joining today for A Minute with Meg. Be sure to join me again every single Monday. We're going to have different topics. And if you do have a topic that you're thinking you'd love to hear more about, that's health and fitness related, then leave a comment below and I would love to answer your questions. All right, thank you everyone. Thanks for being here and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.